So Vern and I actually just got back from a trip. It was a pretty awesome trip. It was a short trip. We went to Vancouver, BC, and we actually got to go to the Coalition where they develop Gears of War 5 or Gears 5. So, I mean, you want to just kind of jump in and tell them about your experience and kind of how you felt about going there? And then I'll follow up.
Yeah, for sure. So this is actually my second time there. They flew us out. Well, they flew me out. Brennan didn't have an opportunity to go because he didn't have his passport last time for the release of Gears 4.
That's true.
But so this is my second time in Vancouver. It's like literally one of the prettiest cities. It's so modern. It's like busy without the people. Does that make sense?
I know what you mean. Yeah, you're kind of right.
Like it's like very modern. There's a lot of stuff going on, but it's not like the streets are constantly packed with people, and it's not like it doesn't have like a New York or like LA vibe, but it is busy. It's a busy city. So Vancouver's always a pleasure to visit. And then the actual tour of the studio was awesome. They didn't really actually, you know what, this time they didn't do much touring, but they kind of just took us to where we were streaming.
Yeah.
And but it was awesome, man. Gears of War, if you guys haven't picked up on it from the name of the podcast or any of the other podcasts that we've released yet, or any of our streams or YouTube videos, we're pretty big fans of Gears of War. And so being able to go there and stream Gears 5, get our hands on it early, was an amazing experience. It was awesome. Also, I want to say that it was really like meeting the devs and seeing them play and hearing them talk about the game and their passion for it was really, really exciting for me. We actually, when we first started streaming, we were playing against the devs and got our asses whooped repeatedly.
Dude, they were whooping us.
Like, oh, they were so good at their own game, which makes sense. But like, also is like, it kind of made me smile.
But usually, I'll be honest, usually devs aren't very good at their own games. Like, they really aren't. Like, I've been to a few media days. I've played against devs before, and usually there's like a skill gap, right? Which makes sense. They're making the game. They're not sit there practicing and working, playing the game. But this time around, I was really impressed. We were getting our asses beat,
dude.
Like, to be fair, we didn't know any of the maps. Like, we were playing new maps, and they were stomping. I'm making excuses to make myself feel better. They were whooping us,
dude. I would look over. I would get headshotted across the map, and I'd look up because we were sitting right next to him. It was like a LAN event, and I was like, "Was that you?" And he's just giggling, and I'm, all right, dude.
It was a good time, though. Yeah, so we went to the Coalition, and they kind of they took us to a room. They kind of gave us like an overview. We got to talk to Rod Ferguson. He kind of did like a presentation, kind of walked us all the way through Gears 5, what their mission statement was with the game, what their goal was with this game. And he kind of just walked us through all the modes and what the game had to offer, come release day. And then they basically took us into this back room. And they had all these setups. They had Xboxes, PS. You're giving me a weird look. What did I
it took
back
us to
room?
A back room. Oh, yeah,
Sorry, I was gonna make a really weird joke, and then I said I'm on front page right now, so maybe I shouldn't do that. I was gonna say they made us take our clothes off, but I didn't want to get weird. But now I said it anyway, so great. Anyway, so yes, I might have hesitated for a second. So anyways, they basically took us back to this room. There was a ton of Xboxes set up, tons of different setups. There was tons of influencers. I want to say like 40 people, 40 to 50, like, dude, 30 to 40 people,
like pro players, streamers,
yeah, from all different platforms.
Really wide variety.
Yeah, there was a lot of people there, and our little group wanted to play on PC with mouse and keyboard, so they actually put us in a little separate room, basically cut us off from everybody else because we were just detriments to everyone else. And it's true. Let's be real.
It was more so we didn't want to play the campaign. We didn't want to spoil the campaign for ourselves.
Yes,
so.
We didn't want to play campaign early because obviously we want to go into campaign blind. But we got to play like 3 or 4 hours of horde mode, and then we played versus for pretty much the entire time after that.
4 or 5 hours.
Yeah. So, and you guys saw a lot of that. We streamed it. Which was really cool. We got to see all the maps. We got to see pretty much all the new skins that are coming into the game. We got our hands on the official game, the full release, full version, which is really nice. So, and I just want to give a huge shout out to the Coalition and Xbox for having us out again. So accommodating. I mean, they're so nice. Just be able to, even do that, to go there and get our hands on a game, especially a game like Gears, where it's a franchise that Vern and I have loved. I mean, shoot, we named our freaking podcast over it, or after it. So, it is near and dear to both of our hearts. And it's just crazy how, you know, when I was, and I'm speaking for myself here, but and I know you have a similar story, but you know, we were 16 years old. Gears of War was like our first game that we really got into multiplayer wise. We fell in love with it. And then now with the newest one, we're being invited out early to get our hands on it early, to play it early. And it's just, that's what absolutely blows my mind, you know?
It's surreal, dude. It's surreal. First picking up the first Gears of War, never did I think I would have an opportunity to, even when I started posting videos on YouTube like that, even like back then, that was never something that happened, you know?
Yeah.
Like you didn't, even if you played the game, you did YouTube videos, like they weren't flying people out to play the game early and get their feedback on it.
Yeah, now it's like a direct tie. Now it's kind of weird how these companies have kind of swapped over and they are utilizing influencers and content creators to kind of push their games a little bit more. And it makes sense. You know, like you can grab 40 content creators that love your game. They're going to make videos and stream it. And essentially it's free promotion.
It's marketing.
It's marketing.
Yeah,
It is marketing. It's a different type of marketing. You know, you have traditional marketing where you have advertisements on TV and in magazines and online, you know, but this is also another form of marketing. And so it just really makes sense for everyone involved. So I'm just so happy that we're in a position where we can actually, you know, be a part of that, which is amazing. Yeah. So huge shout out once again to the Coalition and to Xbox.
Thank you.
Sean, I think you're listening to this. We love you. Thanks again so much for everything, man.